Hi guys, I hope you're all studying well for your examination. This video is about a new concept, rank order clustering algorithm, that was introduced through the RTP of May 2021. There are two practical questions included on this concept. So yes, there is a likelihood of this question coming in either May 2021 attempt or November 2021 attempt. Ensure that you understand it properly. Now, before we talk about rank order clustering algorithm, let us just quickly understand what is this in relation to. Now, the third chapter of SCMP is Lean System and Innovation. Lean system is all about waste minimization. How can we optimize our workflow by identifying things that are not adding value, by identifying things that are not required, by simplifying the work procedure. At the same time, ensuring that we are adaptable to changes. We are flexible enough in our manufacturing systems. If there is a demand for a new product, we should be able to incorporate that at the last minute also. That is what lean system is all about. And to achieve that, first they identify different types of waste. We have learned about the 7 types of waste in the class. Those 7 types of waste, guys, can be your overproduction. You're having more inventory than what is required at every stage of machining operations, and there is unnecessary movement of people, there is unnecessary movement of inventory. You are over processing the product, having more features than what is actually required. So all those waste are identified, and the objective is to eliminate those waste. So by doing that, you will retain the productivity of the product, at the same time ensure that you are reducing the cost that is incurred on the product. One of the techniques of a lean system is cellular manufacturing. One of the techniques better here is cellular manufacturing. Now, your rank order clustering algorithm is in relation to cellular manufacturing. But first, what is cellular manufacturing? An organization can have different types of machines, an organization can have different types of processes and different types of parts manufactured. Now imagine, guys, there is part 1 that requires processing on machine 1, that requires processing on machine 4, that requires processing on machine 7. Okay, but after machine 1, in the order in the organization, we have machine 2 and machine 3 placed. After machine 1, we have machine 2 and machine 3 placed. We don't need this. So your part 1 is going all the way till machine 1. Then it has to be transported from machine 1 to machine 4. Then it has to be transported from machine 4 to machine 7. And what if after this it needs machine 8, which is lying right adjacent to machine 1? Now this is unnecessary movement of inventory throughout the organization. You have not organized your machines properly. This is what cellular manufacturing addresses. Let us try to ensure that we minimize the movement of inventory, we minimize the movement of parts, we minimize the movement of people in the organization. Now say, guys, I have informed my staff that over the next 2 days, students will come to collect their materials. A new batch is starting, so every student will come to the office to collect materials. So if that happens, now this office boy, whenever a student comes, is going all the way inside and picking up a material and then handing it over. I told him, why are you wasting time here? Why don't you put 10 sets of materials right next to you and save this unnecessary movement? That is also a waste. In the process, you're just creating, you're just wasting time. So that is what we're trying to avoid here. So cellular manufacturing says there can be multiple parts and multiple machines. Multiple parts will require processing on multiple machines. We will have to arrange them. We will have to group them in such a manner. We will have to arrange these machines or these parts in such a manner that the movement of inventory, the movement of people, all of that is minimized. This is what we have learned under cellular manufacturing. So for cellular manufacturing, there are different ways of you creating cells. There are different ways, guys. There can be a single machine cell. Only one machine is required to manufacture a particular part or a component. We do not need multiple machines. Now this is a very simplified manufacturing process. Usually you will not see things like this in an organization. One machine, one product, one part. All of that is very simplified. Of course, there can be certain tools required to manufacture this, or there can be multiple machines required. There can be multiple machines or a group of machines. But within this beta, there are manual handling of work. Manual handling. Whenever there are group of machines involved, we prefer, say guys, this part M1, M4, there was M7 and M8. We place machines like this. There are only one or two operators that are handling. There are only one or two operators that are handling this machines as such. So there is a systemized production flow that has been established. The part will pass through machine 1. Right next to machine 1 we have machine 4. Right next to machine 4 there is machine 7. There is machine 8. If I place them in U-shaped, there will be the people will not keep running here and there. One person will be able to handle all the 4 machines, or there might be 2 people handling all the 4 machines. So in this way, I am minimizing the movement of inventory. I'm minimizing the movement of people. Yes or no, guys? But yeah, from one machine to the other machine, there is manual handling. People are still transporting material from one machine to the other machine. I can have group of machines with mechanized handling. Mechanized handling is better. Automatic transfer using conveyor belts from one machine to the other machine. Here human involvement will reduce further. So if I need 2 or 3 employees earlier, I might need only one employee who can handle all the 4 machines, because anyways there is automatic movement of inventory from one machine to the other machine. Even this most likely will be U-shaped only. Even this beta most likely will be U-shaped only. This will not be arranged in some other way. So this is where there is mechanized handling as such, guys, using equipment, automatic transport of materials from one machine to the other machine. And then there is fully automated systems, which we say is flexible manufacturing system. Flexible manufacturing system. So yeah, how are you framing your cells will all depend upon the nature of work involved, nature of industry. So you can either have a single machine cell, or they can be group of machines with a manual handling, group of machines with mechanized handling, and flexible manufacturing systems. We have always learned, guys, that cellular manufacturing is all about U-shaped manufacturing cells. If I can create a manufacturing cell which, you know, has all the machines that are required to manufacture a particular part or a group of parts, then I will avoid unnecessary movement of people and unnecessary movement of inventory. This is cellular manufacturing. So what are we trying to learn? Now cellular manufacturing has its own advantages, obviously, guys. Cellular manufacturing will help us in reducing the setup times, because if you have similar parts being operated through machines, then I might not have to make drastic changes to those equipments. It will reduce lead time, it will reduce work in process inventory, it will improve employee productivity. There are a lot of advantages of cellular manufacturing. First step now is, while you want to, when you're trying to identify, when you're trying to group as to which part should form part of which machine cell, or which machine should form part of which cell, there are multiple ways of you grouping it. How can you group these machines? First one beta is, try to group them through parts. Part grouping. Try to group them through parts. Those parts that require similar operations as such, you will try to group them together. Second one is machine grouping. Those machines that involve similar operations will be, you know, put in one manufacturing cell. Third one is, take both machine and part together and group them. This is what is commonly done in every organization. You either have grouping systems only on the basis of parts, as to which part requires which machining operation, or to the similarities between parts, or you have only on the basis of equipments, do they have similar operations being performed, and then finally a combination of machine and parts. What we are trying to do here is trying to identify you know, a combination of machine and part, as to which working cell should have which parts being allocated. Which machine cell should have which parts being allocated. On that basis, we will try to you know, group them together or form a working cell. This is what this rank order clustering algorithm is all about. It is pretty simple, guys. Now I hope that you have RTP material either printed in front of you guys, or you have a soft copy that you've simultaneously opened it so that you refer to it. I will directly go, all of that information, guys, regarding cellular manufacturing, all the basics have already been, I've just given you a brief summary about it. I'll directly go to the part which involves the practical application of this concept. There is a table given in question number 4 of RTP May 2021. There's one table given there, guys. Here when I say P, so there are 5 machines given beta here. Machine M2, machine M7, M13, M13A, M15. We have 5 machines given here, and there are 5 different parts given. Part 101, 104, 105, 107, 108. When I say 101 machine M2, it basically means that part 101 requires processing on machine 2. Here when I say 1 beta in P104 and M7, this is P104 and M7, it basically means that part 104 requires processing on machine 7. So he's identified all the processes here as to which part will require processing on which machine. On this basis, we will have to identify how should we organize these machines and parts as a working cell. How should we group them together so that we avoid unnecessary movement of inventory, unnecessary movement of people in the organization. This is the objective of cellular manufacturing. Now there are different ways of identifying how to group them, guys. Few people will be like, I will investigate, I will observe, and I will tell you. Jaise beta, see, now you will be like, sir, why do we need a method for this? Can't we directly identify on the face of it? It might require a little, guys, little understanding of the entire thing. Jaise beta, earlier, I do not know, there was operational research techniques. We had multiple techniques as such, guys, to arrive at calculations. OR tha pehle syllabus mein. They have removed it. Even in OR, guys, there are instances where you can directly identify the answer on the face of it. Jaise, guys, now you might tell me, sir, one thing we know, sir, that part 104 requires operation on machine 7 as well as machine 13A, which means we know that machine 7 and machine 13A should form part of one cell. Obviously this will come to your mind, and then you will tell me, sir, part 101 requires processing both on machine M2 and machine 13. So yes, machine 2 and machine 13 would form part of one cell. Yes beta, possible. Yes or no? So like this, you might be able to relate as to, theek, this part requires processing on these machines, this part requires processing on these machines. So there is every possibility that these machines and this part will form part of one cell. Wahi karne wale beta pan. We are not doing anything else, but through a systematic way. And that method given by Mr. King is your rank order clustering algorithm. That method, guys, is basically rank order clustering algorithm, nothing else. Now, how am I supposed to perform that? Listen carefully, beta. I'll just copy this table first. I hope you've understood how to interpret the table beta first. This is question number 4. See guys, I am repeating again, on the face of it, couple of you might be able to identify as to which part should form part of which working cell, which machine should form part of which working cell. Correct beta. We are just doing a systematic way of arriving at that solution, nothing else. So what are we supposed to do beta is copy the same information in the form of a matrix. Here I and J, guys. J will represent your columns. These are the columns, guys. So this is J1, this is J2. First column, guys, P101 as of now is J1, this is J2, this is J3, this is J4, J5. So these are your columns and these are your rows. I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. Even without writing I and J's, you will get the answer, guys. Bhaad mein gaya I and J. Okay, so basically, guys, so if you have your notebooks in front of you, guys, I suggest that all of you perform calculations with me. So there is I and J, guys. I is representing rows, J is representing columns. Okay, sir. I and J. Simple logic, guys. Simple logic. Here I have machine 2, machine 7, machine 13, machine 13A, and machine 15. So these are the 5 machines. I hope you're all doing it with me only, guys. You have the question in front of you. So these are the 5 machines, guys, and we have 5 parts: P101, 104, 105, 107, and 108. I repeat, so far I just told you that here I represents row and J represents column. I represents row and J represents column. Write that information clearly, guys, that we know part M01 requires processing on machine 2 and machine 13. Part 101 requires processing on machine 2, guys, and machine 13. Part 104 requires processing on M7 and M13A. Part 105 requires processing only on M13A. Part 101 requires processing on M13 as well as M13A. Part 108 requires processing only on machine 7. Only on machine 7. Part 107 requires processing on machine 13 and machine 15, not 13A, guys. So here, any mistake like this and your entire answer will go for a toss. If you want, you can draw all the cells as such, guys, so that you do not go wrong. Now, guys, it is up to us, beta, as to how should we proceed about this. What we do, beta, is we assign weights first. Now, those weights that are assigned, guys, are called as binary weights. Weights are to be assigned. Weights are to be assigned, guys. Okay, either to rows or columns first. Our wish, guys, either to rows or columns, because in the end the answer is not going to change. यहाँ पे बेटा your ICI is starting with columns, so we will start with columns. Remember बेटा we will start with columns. The weights to be assigned, I am repeating, guys, the first step here is, I told you beta in the beginning that without performing all of this also, there is a likelihood that you will try to identify which machine and which part will come together. Okay, so weights are to be assigned, guys, either to rows or columns first. Your wish, guys. We will start with columns. The weights to be assigned are 2 power 4, 2 power 3, 2 power 2, 2 power 1, 2 power 0, as there are 5 columns. Sir, what if there were 6 columns? If there were 6 columns, guys, the first weight would have been 2 power 5. See, guys, if there were 6 columns, pay attention, guys. If there were 6 columns, the weights would have been इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं binary weights, guys. Binary weights. The weights would have been 2 power 5, 2 power 4, 2 power 3, 2 power 2, 2 power 1, 2 power 0. This would have been the weights, guys. I repeat, these are called as binary weights. BW, binary weight. Okay, these are binary weights as such, guys. Now, I repeat again, beta, the very first step, I have simply copied the matrix as of now, nothing else. Every row as such, guys, is being represented as I. Every column is being represented as J. Guys. The first step that we will have to do is assign weights, either to rows or columns. I have assigned weights to columns, as ICI is also doing it. Now, the weights to be assigned will depend upon the number of rows or number of columns. If there are 5 columns, you start with 2 power 5 minus 1, 2 power 5 minus 2, 5 minus 3. That is why we got 2 power 4, 2 power 3, 2 power 2, 2 power 1, 2 power 0. If there were 6 columns, I would have started with 2 power 5. If there were 7 columns, I would have started with 2 power 6. If there are 8 columns, I would have started with 2 power 7. 9 columns, I would have started with 2 power 8. I hope you have understood. Thank you, guys. So here, beta, the binary weights would be 2 power, because there are 5 rows, 5 columns as such, guys. So I'll write 2 power 4. So that is 16. Here it will be 2 power 3, that is 8. Here it will be 2 power 2, that is 4. 2 power 1, that is 2. And 2 power 0, that is 1, not 0. Okay. 2 power 1. इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं binary weights as such, guys, because these have been assigned to columns. You can write binary weights of J. मतलब binary weight of column 1, binary weight of column 2, column 3, column 4. BWJ. J here is column. Once you assign weights, what we have to compute is decimal equivalent of every row. Step 2 is compute decimal equivalent of every row. Compute decimal equivalent of every row. Sir, how do I compute decimal equivalent of every row? I will tell you better. You know the weights, guys? Yes or no? You know the weights. So multiply, beta. 16 into 1 and nothing else. So this will simply be 16. समझ में आ रहा है, guys? As far as M2 is concerned, beta, here there's only 16 into 1, beta. So wherever you have numericals as such, guys, for the first one, I will just write it in a detailed manner. So this is 16 into 1, 16 itself. For the second part, beta, that you see here, For the second part, P104 is on machine 7 guys. So you multiply 8 with 1, you multiply 1 with 1. 8 with 1 plus 1 into 1, so that is 9. Third part, it is 16 into 1, 2 into 1. 16 into 1, 2 into 1, that is 18. Next part, it is 8 into 1, 4 into 1. 8 into 1, 4 into 1, that is 12. Next part, it is 2 into 1 alone. So I repeat, what are we doing guys? We are multiplying weights with the corresponding cell values. We are multiplying weights with the corresponding cell values as such guys. So for the first machine 2 as such, but it is directly 16 into 1. For machine 7 it is 8 into 1, 1 into 1. For machine 13 it is 16 into 1. You have assigned weights to parts beta now, that is columns. So you're computing decimal equivalents for the rows. Okay sir, understood how we computed decimal equivalents of every row. Kaise kare beta? I'll just tell you. For machine M2 beta, what was that? Machine M2 guys, it was directly part 101 guys. So 1 into 16 hi tha. That was part 101. Yes or no guys? Part 101 ka binary weight is such guys. Part 101 guys into binary weight. You don't have to write that anyways. Okay. So this is how you compute your decimal equivalents as such guys. Once you compute decimal equivalents, then what you do beta is you rank them. Whichever has the highest ranking beta should be ranked first. Whichever has the highest score, decimal equivalent score guys. So step 3 guys is rank on the basis of decimal equivalent. Rank rows on the basis of decimal equivalent. Understood sir? We are supposed to rank them on the basis of decimal equivalent. So here guys, M13 will be given first rank because it has 18. M2 would be given second rank. Then guys, M13A guys would be given third rank with a score of 12. And then M7 would be given fourth rank. And finally M15 will be given fifth rank. I'll come to the logic guys now. We will try to rearrange. First, I hope you have understood this guys. I'll repeat again. What we have done is simply copied the matrix. I told you that rows are denoted by small letter I, columns are denoted by small letter J guys. And then you have to, the very first step is to assign binary weights. You can either assign them to rows or you can assign them to columns. In the given case, we've started with columns. If there are 5 columns, you start with 2 power 4. If there are 6 columns, you start with 2 power 5. We've started with 2 power 4. You multiply those binary weights with the corresponding cell values. Because you assign binary weights to columns, you compute decimal equivalent for rows. As such guys. Once you compute decimal equivalents for rows, you rank them on the basis of their score. The highest decimal equivalent row will get the first ranking and then the second ranking, so on. Once you do this guys, you rearrange them guys. So what I'll do beta is rearrange rows on the basis of ranking. The first rank should be first row. Row with first rank in the previous matrix. Should be. What I'll do beta in the end is I'll share the link to this document also so that you can go through the answer in a detailed manner. Should be the first row of the next matrix, so on guys. What is the first rank guys of the previous matrix here that we got? The first rank that we got beta was for M13. Now you put M13 as the first row. Matlab guys, you will still have to prepare a matrix guys. This is our second matrix beta. I hope you're all understanding this guys. But the first row that comes here guys is M13. Second row is M2. First row that comes is M13. Second row is M2. Because M2 was given the second ranking. Third is M13A. Guys. Fourth is M7. Next is M15. M7 and next is M15. Okay guys. Those columns are not interchanged as of now. So it is still part 101, part 101, 105, 104, 105, 107, 108. Sir, can you please tell us the logic now behind doing this? Guys, but obvious the ones that have the highest weights. See, the ones that have a closer ranking are the ones that are related to highest weight. The ones that have the highest ranking. Now obviously beta, rank 1 and rank 2 would be related to the topmost weight. So they are all related to part 101. That is the objective of putting them together, so that I know in the end I will be forming a group. I repeat again guys, please understand the rows or the columns. Now here that we did for rows, the ones that have the highest decimal equivalent, decimal equivalent, here guys, machine 13 and machine 2 both have highest equivalent rankings. So these scores, because they are high, it also means that they are related to same parts or parts that are placed next to each other. That is the objective behind rearranging them. We know that part 101 requires both M2 and M13. Why are M2 and M13 placed so far? Let us just put them together. That is why M13 and M2 are coming together. I hope you're trying to get the logic behind this. We will keep repeating this process till we find that perfect combination. Guys. I hope you have understood that you assign binary weights, you compute decimal equivalents, and then you rank them, and then you rearrange the matrix. What I'll do beta is I'll zoom in and I'll slowly scroll down. You pause the video just in case someone is left out copying. I'll just zoom in. You can pause the video and copy. You can pause the video and copy guys just in case someone has not done it. Okay guys, let us continue beta now. Now what you'll do beta is still go. Now you see guys, part 101, or go like this, machine 13 beta. Machine 13 pe which parts are being processed? It is part 101 and part 107. You have to be very careful when you write the next matrix guys. On machine 13 we have part 101 and part 107 being processed. I repeat, on machine 13 we have part 101 and part 107 being processed. And then guys, on machine 2 we have only part 101 being processed. On machine 13A beta we have part 104 and 105 being processed. On machine 7 beta we have part 104 and 108. 104 and 108. Undoubtedly there will be a lot of reshuffling required. On machine 15 beta it is part 107 that is being processed. Last time guys, because weights were assigned in the previous matrix, because weights, this is just the matrix that I've written from the original question. This inside cell values are not going to change ever. Now guys, what are you going to do? We will now pick up a little speed because we have performed the first matrix by taking a considerable amount of time. You will now assign weights guys to rows. As weights were assigned to columns in the previous matrix, as weights were assigned, space छोड़ना है थोड़ा. As weights were assigned to columns, I repeat guys, columns beta in the previous matrix, we will now assign weights. To rows. We will now assign weights to rows as such guys. As there are 5 rows, this is for the second matrix guys. Weights would be 2 power 4, 2 cube, 2 square, 2 power 1 and 2 power 0. These are the weights. We'll start with 2 power 4 because there are 5 rows. So here we have 2 power 4 which is 16, 2 cube which is 8, 2 square that is 4, 2 power 1 that is 2, 2 power 0 which is 1. Now guys, step 2 is the same, compute decimal equivalent guys for every column. Instead of computing it for rows guys, you will now compute it for column. Compute decimal equivalent beta for columns. So here I will write DEJ. I hope everyone knows now how to compute guys. 16 into 1 plus 8 into 1 beta. Here when I'm doing it guys, I'll write 16 into 1 plus 8 into 1, that is 24. 24 guys. Next beta, here is 4 into 2 plus 2 into 4 into 1 plus 2 into 1 guys, that is 6. Here it will be 4 into 1 beta. I'm doing it for parts guys. Say remember part 105 is only M13A, that is binary weight of 4. This is how you're multiplying. 16 into 8, 8 into 1, 4 into 4 into 1 guys, and then 2 into 1. Here guys I'll write 16 into 1 plus 1 into 1, so that is 17, and then finally beta 2 into 1, that is 2. Based on just like the previous one guys, even here step 3 would be to rank on the basis of decimal equivalent. Rank on the basis of decimal equivalent. Now here guys, if you talk about ranking, obviously guys, the first ranking is to score of 24 only, but second ranking is to a score of 17. Second, it was but obvious guys, part 107 also requires processing on machine 13. Yes or no? Part 107 beta requires processing on machine 13. Now when you rank it second, you will bring it closer to part 101. You will bring it closer to part 101 guys, so that these parts are processed together. These parts are processed together guys. Third ranking beta is to part 104. Fourth ranking is to part 105, and fifth ranking is to part 108. Fifth ranking is to part 108. So just like the previous matrix, even here we have assigned binary weights to rows, and then we've computed decimal equivalents for every column, and then guys we have ranked them on the basis of these scores. I hope you're all done with this beta. नहीं हुआ है, stare at my face, whatever there is screen guys, and then copy this part so that we all move on to the next matrix together. Okay, copy this guys, pause the video and finish off this part. You can pause this as well and just finish off the part. Now guys, next is rearrange guys columns. Rearrange columns. First rank will be the first column. First rank will be the first column of the next matrix. First rank will be the first column of the next matrix guys. It is already the first one, but part 107 will now become here. So guys, I will again write I and J. I hope you've all written it guys. I have to keep doing it better. I have to keep doing it. Till when I should keep doing it, I'll tell you better. Don't worry about it. Pehle to guys, this from the previous matrix, please copy this order only. M13, M machine 2, machine 13A, machine 7, and machine 15. Now guys, look at the parts. It is part 101 first ranking that will still come there, but part 107 will be next. Part 101 first ranking will still sit there only. Next will come part 107 second ranking. Third ranking is to part 104. Next is to part 105. Next is to part 108. I will have to again repeat the process guys. I will have to again repeat the process. Now guys, because weights were assigned to rows guys in the previous matrix, you will now assign weights to columns. Binary weights beta will be assigned to columns. The weights would be 16. 2 power 4 guys 16. 2 cube 8. 2 power 2 beta, that is 4. 2 power 1, that is 2. 2 power 0, that is 1. Before I write anything guys, here beta, I will have to write down these inner cell values. कैसे करोगे guys? I'll tell you is forget the machines guys. Go part wise now, because we know the machine orders is not changing. No, machine orders is not changing. This way you will make lesser mistakes guys. Part 101 guys requires processing on machine 13 and machine 2. Now go to part 107. Part 107 requires processing on machine 13 and machine 15. Machine 13 and machine 15. Okay, do like this, it will become simpler for you. Then guys, part 104 requires processing on machine 13A and machine 7. Part 105 requires processing on machine 13A. And part 108 requires processing on machine 7. This is how you will do it. Go part wise guys, because these are the things that you've rearranged. Machines have not been rearranged, so that you do not make any mistake. So guys, this is your third matrix beta. This is the third matrix that we have just prepared. In this third matrix as such guys, you will now again compute decimal equivalents guys for every row. You will now again compute guys decimal equivalent as such beta for every row. I hope everyone knows how to do that guys by now. 16 into 8, 8 into 1 guys, 24. I will not have any space for ranking, so I will just write here. I should have utilized space properly. 24 beta, 16 into 1, just 16 guys. Here 4 into 1 plus 2 into 2, 6. Here 4 into 1 plus 1 into 1, 5. Here 8 into 1, 8. So here when I rank as such guys, machine 1, machine 13 is still the first row only, first this thing. This is the second. This is the third ranking, fourth ranking, and fifth ranking. I still have machine 15 going upwards, guys. I still have to take machine 15 as the third row in the next one. So the steps are same, guys. I will just write step 1 beta, you assign binary weights, Step 2 beta, here we have assigned binary weights to columns. Step 2, guys, what we have done beta is we have computed decimal equivalent. Step 3, what we have done beta is we have ranked them on the basis of D score. Rank on the basis of D. On the basis of decimal equivalent. Okay, sir, understood. Now, guys, again, rearrange. Fourth matrix, guys, rearrange. Rearrange what, guys? Rearrange rows. Rearrange rows on the basis of ranking. On the basis of ranking. Remember, guys, here parts are not being changed. It is only rows that are being changed. So again, guys, just in case you're not done with this, you can pause. I'll zoom in for a second. Just in case you're not done with the third matrix beta, you can pause the screen and then finish it off. चेक कर लो बेटा हुआ कि नहीं हुआ है. Now, guys, coming back to this, you will rearrange rows on the basis of ranking beta. How will I rearrange? Sir, same beta, I and J likho. Remember, the rows are being rearranged, parts are not being rearranged, so you can pick up parts blindly from the previous matrix. Columns are not being rearranged, so you will still have P101, P107, guys, and P104. Sir, कितने बार करोगे sir? रुको बेटा. You will get 10 marks in the exam, don't worry. P108 is such, guys. These are the parts. Now, if you look at ranking, guys, machine 13 is still the first ranking, guys, and then machine 2 is still the second ranking. It is only machine 15 that is taking a step forward better here. It is coming under the third position. Then fourth ranking is to machine 13A. And then fifth ranking, guys, is to machine 7. Machine 7, guys. Remember, guys, in the previous one, binary weights were assigned to columns. So this time you will have to assign binary weights to rows. Okay? Yes, sir, understood. But before that, we will just write the cell values, guys. Before that, we will write cell values, guys. Here, guys, go by machine wise. Machine ka part dekho, because parts are not being replaced. It will be easier. Machine 13, part 1, part 107. Machine 2 beta, part 101 only. Machine 15, last one. It is only part 107. Machine 13A, guys, I think we've got the combination. 13A is part 104, guys, and 105. Machine 7, guys, is part 104 and 108. I believe, guys, we've got the perfect combination here, but still we will have to perform another step. Remember, guys, you will now assign binary weights. Step 1, guys, is to assign binary weights to rows. Why rows? Because in the previous matrix beta, binary weights were assigned to columns. Binary weights to rows. So here, guys, I will write binary weights I. So this would be 2 power 4, 16. This would be 2 power 3, 8. This will be 2 square 4. This will be 2 power 1, 2. And this will be 2 power 0, 1. And here I'll write decimal equivalent for the columns, guys. 16 into 1, 8 into 1, 24, guys. Everyone can compute decimal equivalent score beta. 16 into 1, 8 into 1. 16 into 1 plus 4 into 1, 20. 2 into 1. 2 into 1 only, no? 2 into 1, this is 3, guys. This is 2 and this is 1. No, did I miss something? 16 ones, 4. Perfect, beta. The ranking that will have beta is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hooray. Please understand, guys. All of you, beta, please stop writing for a minute. Listen to my explanation. You have assigned binary weights and then we have computed decimal equivalent, guys. Decimal equivalent beta for columns. Okay. Third thing, beta, is we have ranked on the basis of ranking on the basis of D. Done? Yes, sir, done. Now, guys, there is no more interchange. The columns are already in the order of ranking. Columns are already in the order of ranking. Yes or no, guys? In the order of ranking. No further changes required. No further changes are required. Please understand guys, the columns are already in the order of ranking, so you don't need any further changes. This is your final answer. Sir, what do you mean this is the final answer? I'll just copy this matrix again guys for our understanding. I'll just copy the matrix again better. There is no further changes required guys. Okay sir, I will remove this guys, binary weights, because I don't need all of this. This is the final matrix guys that we've got. Please understand guys, this is how you will identify your grouping now. Part 107 guys requires processing on machine 15, machine 13. अच्छा नहीं कराना, वापस करता हूँ बेटा. This has become guys one grouping. Please understand this. So why sir, why did you term them as one grouping here? See guys, part 101 requires on machine 13, machine 2. Part 107 on machine 13, machine 15 guys. So you will put them in one group so that all these parts are manufactured there only and there will not be any movement of inventory as such guys. The other grouping guys that I will have is this. This is the other grouping that we have. Now this other grouping will be for part 105, 107 and this. Sir, understood. Because you don't need any other changes in the ranking guys here, you already arrived at the answer. The answer is in front of you as such guys now. Sir, iska matlab kya hai? I can say sir, working cell 1 will have 3 machines. As far as machines are concerned, they will have 3 machines. Machine 13, machine 2, machine 15, and they will have 2 parts. Those 2 parts will be part 101, part 107. By doing this beta, by forming these machines and these parts as one cell, one family, you will ensure that there is a very less movement of people required, very less movement of inventory required in the organization. Your working cell 2 guys, the final conclusion is important beta. Working cell 2 beta will have 2 machines. Machine 13A and machine 7, and there will be how many parts beta here? There will be 3 parts, part 104, part 105 and part 108. I will upload this document also guys, don't worry, for your understanding, but this is how you will identify. Once you know better that there is no further change in ranking, matlab no further interchange in rows and columns required as such guys, you know that you've arrived at the answer. Whatever machines, whatever parts beta are being processed are already matlab they are processed together, you will already see them forming a group. This is how you identify the group guys. This is how you will identify the group. There might be some amount of overlapping guys. There might be some amount of overlapping. This is what we'll be learning in the next chapter, next question guys. Chapter kade. We will be learning in the next chapter guys. I hope you've understood the question guys. Next question is also interesting. It is overlapping. Those who are writing their exam in May 2021, you can solve the entire question on your own and directly refer to the conclusion guys instead of viewing the entire video. I will obviously guys respect your time also. You can directly solve the question guys and directly move to the last point where I will explain about the overlapping part. I hope this conclusion is clear guys. So there are simple steps involved guys here. Is you first assign binary weights either to rows or columns. If you have assigned binary weights to columns, this is what we did. We compute decimal equivalent for every row, rank them on the basis of decimal equivalent. Once you rank them, you will interchange those rows guys. Then again repeat the process. You will assign binary weights, compute decimal equivalent, rank them. Keep doing it guys till there is no further interchange in rows and columns required. Keep doing this till you reach the point where there is no interchange in rows and columns required. Once you do that, you know that you've arrived at your working cells. This is how you will identify this part. There is no overlapping, nothing better. I know which parts should form together. Okay? Now you'll be like, sir, I could have identified this directly on the face of it. Yes, beta, you could have identified directly by investigation also. But guys, this is a very simple example where there are 5 parts and 5 machines involved. What if I give you a scenario where there are 100 machines and 100 parts involved? That way guys, you will need a sheet guys, that you know, where an Excel sheet beta which is performing the calculations for you, and you'll not be like, I will play the game now, I will try to group them together. That also can be done. That is one of, in fact, that is one of the methods guys for identifying machine part grouping families. But this is considered as a superior method, and that is why we are learning about this in our syllabus guys. I hope you're all clear about this beta. Just in case you're not done with the 4th matrix, I will zoom in guys so that you can copy it, or you can just refer to it quickly guys. This is your 4th matrix beta. Just in case you're not done with it, please refer to it beta. जस्ट इन केस तुम्हारा नहीं हुआ है तो एक बार चेक कर लो गाइस सब लोग. Yes बेटा. ठीक है guys, I hope you're all done with this. This is also your cluster. You can also term this as a cluster guys, working cell 1 or cluster 1, working cell 2 or cluster 2. ठीक है. So this is the final answer to question number 4. I will now proceed guys and solve question number 5. Question number 5. Question number 5 guys is a direct question. कहाँ गया question number 5 guys. Oh, I don't have the question with me. Wait, I must be having the RTP with me. I'll copy it from there. Yeah, guys, this is your RTP, guys, and this is the machine part incident matrix, which basically tells us which part and which machine are involved. Yes, beta. This is your matrix. Everyone, guys, can copy question number 5 of RTP, guys. Question number 5. If you want me to read the requirement, guys, of question number 5, I just want it. It says, guys, find appropriate cells. This is one of the funniest part, guys. It says, find appropriate cells using a suitable method. They did not want to specify rank order clustering method, but then they gave rank order clustering method. That is the only method, guys, that we have in our syllabus. So they've just given the part incident matrix, guys, and asking us to identify the grouping, guys, grouping of cells. And then comment beta, comment this question has a good comment because there is an overlapping here. I will tell you what should be done with overlapping. Let us first target the question, guys. Remember the steps. You will first assign binary weights to columns, compute decimal equivalent for rows, rank them, interchange. Repeat the process. Keep repeating the process. Okay. Chalo guys, all of us beta, let us do it together guys now. Let us do this together guys. This is question number 5 beta. Question number 5 guys. Let us all do this together. Let us copy the question guys. We have 5 machines here. Machine B, machine C, D, E, F. I hope you have understood the logic behind multiplying them by weights, guys. Basically, the ones that have the highest weight will be related to each other, or the ones that have the lowest weight will be related to each other. So you group them like that. You bring them together. That is what we are doing here. I like when they use it simply like this. But part 4, part 5, part 6. So part 1 beta requires processing on machine D and machine F. Part 1 requires processing on machine D and F. Part 2 requires processing on machine D and F. Undoubtedly, they will come together, guys. We already know that. Machine D and F have to come together. Part 3 requires processing on machine B and machine E. Part 4 requires processing on machine C and machine F. Part 5 requires processing on machine B, machine C, machine E. Please be careful when you write these values, guys. Part 6 requires processing on machine C, guys, and machine E. Machine C, guys, and machine E. Okay, this is the question, guys. I hope everyone has copied this. Remember, guys, the very first step is to assign weights, guys, to your columns. We start with columns, guys, and because there are 6 columns, step 1 beta is assign weights, binary weights to columns. Assign binary weights to columns. Remember, there are 6 columns. There are 6 columns beta. Hence, what will be the weights? Hence, the weights will be, weights beta would be 2 power 5, 2 power 4, 2 power 3, 2 power 2, 2 power 1, 2 power 0. These would be the weights, guys. So here beta I can write 2 power 5 beta, the first weight, 32, guys. 2 power 4, that is 16. 2 power 3, that is 8. 2 square 4. 2 power 1, 2. 2 power 0, 1. After this beta, what you do is compute decimal equivalent guys for rows, because you've assigned weights to columns guys. You compute decimal equivalents as such guys for rows. So I hope everyone knows how to do that guys. First is for machine B beta, 1 into 8 plus 1 into 2. 1 into 8 plus 1 into 2 guys, so that is 10. Next beta is for machine C, 1 into 4, 1 into 2, 1 into 1. So that is 7. Machine D guys is 1 into 32 plus 1 into 16, 48. Next guys is 8, 2 and 1, 11. Next is 32, 16, 48 and 52 guys. This is your decimal equivalent beta. Decimal equivalent guys. I will rank them better. Your ranking guys would be, first ranking is to MF, second ranking is to MD, third ranking is to ME, next ranking is to MB, next ranking is to MC. This would be the ranking guys. Step 1 is to assign binary weights. Step 2 guys is compute decimal equivalent for rows. Decimal equivalent of rows. Rank them. Step 3 guys is rank. Rank rows on the basis of decimal equivalent. I'm just solving this question quickly better now, because you've just done the previous part and this is a YouTube video guys. So obviously guys, you must have solved it and you will only be looking at the solution, or if you're interested in the entire explanation of the second question again. Now guys, the second matrix that you will have to perform, just in case you're not done with the first matrix guys, you can pause the video here guys and have a look at the screen and then copy this part, just in case you're not done with the first matrix better. This is your video. I will now interchange guys. Rearrange rows on the basis of ranking. Rearrange rows on the basis of ranking. On the basis of ranking. Remember guys, these are only the machines that are getting interchanged now. Okay. First beta that will come as MF. Next that will come as MD. First is MF, next is machine D, next beta is machine E, next is machine B, and next is machine C. This is the ranking. Parts are not going to be interchanged here. You will still get P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6. Okay guys, these are the parts beta. Now guys, remember these are only the machines that have got interchanged, so write machine wise beta. So first I'll write MF beta requires on P1, P2 and P4. MF requires on P1, P2 and P4. Please write like this beta to avoid confusion. Next beta is, second ranking was given to MD guys, P1, P2 only beta. P1 and P2. P1 and P2 guys. Machine E beta is on P3, P5 and P6. P3, P5 and P6. Machine B guys is on P3 and P5. Already if you see guys, P1, P2 is on machine F, machine D beta. They are all sitting together nicely. What was that beta? Machine B. Now we have machine C guys. P4, P5, P6. All of you beta, please solve this. P4, P5 and P6. In the previous step beta, we assigned binary weights to columns guys. Now we'll assign binary weights to rows. Remember guys, there are 5 rows as such guys. 5 rows. Assign, step 1 beta. Assign binary weights to rows. There are 5 rows guys. There are 5 rows. Hence your weights as such beta would be 2 power 4, 2 power 3, 2 power 2, 2 power 1, 2 power 0. This would be the weights. Because there are 5 rows, you obviously start with 2 power 4 guys. So 2 power 4, 16, 2 cube 8, 2 power 2, 4, 2 power 1, 2 beta and 2 power 0, 1. Now you multiply them beta, 16 into 8. Now you compute decimal equivalent beta for column. 16 into 1 guys plus 8 into 1, 24. 16 into 1 plus 8 into 1 guys. For part 2 beta, you'll write 16 into 1, 8 into 1, 24. For part 3 guys, you'll write 4 into 1 plus 2 into 1 beta, 6. For part 4, you'll write 16 into 1 plus 1 into 1, 17. For part 5 beta, you will write 4, 2, 1, 7. 4 and 1, 5. I'll just push this a little below. Hurry. Here guys, I'll write ranking better. Jaga nahi hai, but I'll manage ranking guys. Guys, 24, 24 and a better tie in ranking. You can write them in the order. Please do not shift ranks or you'll say, yeah. Write rank 1, rank 2. No problem. You do not have to interchange them. They're already together as such, guys. Just go in the order, but if you get a tie in ranking, no, go in the order. Whatever comes first, give them the first rank. Whatever comes next, give them the second rank. If there's a tie in ranking, guys, whatever comes first, give them the first rank. Whatever comes next, give them the second rank. Do not worry about it. 17 would be the third rank, 7 would be the fourth rank, 6 would be the fifth rank, 5 would be the sixth rank. In the same order, beta, you have ranked them. I'll just write beta here. Step 2 beta was to compute decimal equivalents, guys, of rows for columns as such, guys, of columns. Next beta step that we performed beta was rank columns on the basis of di. Okay, I've been writing this again and again. Third matrix beta is what we are presenting now. You will interchange, rearrange columns on the basis of ranking. Rearrange columns on the basis of ranking, guys. It is very important, guys, that you copy the cells properly, guys. First, guys, I know that the rows are not being interchanged. I will write them better properly. The rows are not being interchanged. These are only the columns that are being interchanged. So here, beta, I'll write MF, MD, ME, F, D, E, F, D, E, B, C. So these are the machines that we have written, guys. First ranking, guys, part 1, part 2 will not change, beta. P1, P2 will remain same. Next beta is rank 3 is to P4 beta. P4 and P5. P4, P5. Next beta, fifth ranking is to part 3. So part 3, guys, here. And sixth ranking beta is to part 6. So that will come in the end only. This is the ranking, guys. Because these are the columns beta that got interchanged, go by column wise only. Part 1 requires processing on MF and MD, right, like that beta. Part 1 requires on MF and MD. Part 2 also requires on MF and MD. Part 4 requires on MF and MC. On MF and MC, guys. Part 4 on MF and MC. Please go like this. Part 5 beta requires on ME, MB, MC. Part 5 requires on ME, MB, guys, and MC. Part 3 beta requires on ME and MB. Part 3 requires on ME and MB. And part 6 requires on ME and MC. More or less beta, if you see, they've all come together, guys, except this machine C ka beta part 4 that is sitting like that. Now we will assign binary weights, guys, to columns. All of you beta quickly do this. Assign. I have interchanged them, guys, on the basis of ranking. Now I will assign binary weights, guys, to columns. So this will be 2 power 5 beta 32. This will be 2 power 4 16. This will be 2 power 3 8. This will be 2 power 2 beta 4. This will be 2 power 1 2. This will be 2 power 0 1. What I'll do next beta is compute decimal equivalent as such, guys, for every row. Decimal equivalent beta for every row. 32 into 16, 32 into 1 plus 16 into 1 plus 8 into 1. 32, 16, 48, guys, plus 8, 56. Next 32, 16 beta 48. Next 4 into 1, 2 into 1, 7. Next 4 and 2, 6. Next 8, 4 and 1 beta 13. Now you know the ranking beta. Ranking, guys, would be 56 will be the first rank, 48 second rank. MC 13 beta is the third rank, ME beta fourth rank, M6 is the MB is the fifth rank. I hope you're all doing this beta. You will again rearrange on the basis of, I'm not writing those steps beta. I hope you've understood. What I'll write beta here is rearrange rows. Rearrange rows on the basis of ranking. On the basis of ranking. I'm just performing the same steps you must have already, you obviously, guys, you have the solution in front of you, guys, the RTP May 2021. But anyways, just in case you're not done with any part as such beta, you can have a look. You can pause the screen and then copy, guys. This is the second matrix beta. Just in case you're not done with this, you can pause the screen and then do it. I quickly went through the second solution, guys. I'm quickly solving it because the solution is in front of you and you're writing your exams in May 2021, just to respect your time. The first question I've solved in a very detailed manner slowly, guys. This is the third matrix. Now, guys, we are rearranging rows on the basis of ranking as such, guys. Remember, guys, the columns as such beta will not be interchanged. The columns as such beta will not be interchanged. I'll still write them P1, P2, P4, P1, P2, P4, P5, P3, P6, P5, P3, and P6. These are your columns as such, guys. As far as rows are concerned, MF and MD will still remain the first, and then beta you will have MC climbing up, and then you have ME and MB. In the previous one beta, weights were assigned to columns, so now you will assign weights to rows. But before we do that, guys, let us just write these values. Remember, these are the rows that got interchanged, so write like that only beta. MF पे ऊपर you have part 1, part 2 and part 4 being processed. On MD, guys, you have only part 1 and part 2 being processed. And then MC beta is part 4, part 5 and part 6. Part 4, part 5, part 6. And then I have ME, guys, which is part 5, part 3, part 6. Part 5, part 3 and part 6. And then, guys, there is MB, which is only part 5 and part 3. Okay? Okay, sir. Now you are assigning weights, guys, to rows, binary weights beta 2 rows. So this will be 2 power 4, guys, 16, 2 cube 8, 2 square 4, 2 power 1, 2, 2 power 0, 1. These are the weights that we have assigned as such, guys. Compute decimal equivalent as such, guys, for the columns. 16 8s, 8 1 24, again 24. 16 into 1 plus 4 into 1 20. 4 ones, 4 2 ones, 1 ones, 7. 2 1 and 1, guys, is 3 and correct, and 4 into 1 and 2 into 1 is 6. So there is interchange again beta. Yes, guys, I thought this was the end of the solution. Ranking, guys, this was what, guys, our fourth matrix beta, but then we still have to interchange them. Ranking, guys, is part 1 is the first ranking, part 2 second ranking, part 4 third ranking, part 5, guys, is the fourth ranking, part 6 is the fifth ranking, part 3 beta is the sixth ranking. Okay, so this is the interchange beta there. Again, guys, what you'll do is interchange. Just in case you're not done with it, beta, I'll zoom in. एक बार check कर लो beta calculations फटाफट. All of you beta check the calculations. Okay beta, I hope you're done with this. Now, guys, you will rearrange columns. Fifth matrix beta is rearrange. I'll do it on the next slide so that you don't get disturbed there. Fifth matrix, guys. Rearrange kya beta? Columns, guys. Rearrange columns, guys, on the basis of decimal equivalent, on the basis of ranking. Whatever is first ranked should be written first. Okay, there's only one small change, guys. Remember, the machines are not being changed, guys, so you'll write MF. You will write MF. Last में क्या MC, ME, MB change हुए थे ना, हाँ. So this will be MF, MD, MC, ME and MB. What I'll do beta is I can simply copy this and interchange. I'll write beta MF, MD, MC, ME and MB. These are the 5 machines, guys, and the parts beta are P1, P2, P4, P5 will be written as it is. P1, P2, P4, P5. It is only part 3 and 6 that are interchanging, guys. You will have part 6 and part 3. So I'll just copy beta. Part 1 requires processing on MF and MD. Part 2 requires processing on only on MF and MD. Part 4 requires processing on MF and MC. Part 5 requires processing on MC, MD, MC, ME and MB. Part 6 beta now first MC and ME. And then part 3 guys is ME and MB. Last time you assigned weights guys to rows, now you'll assign weights to columns guys. I've just copied the information guys. You will now assign weights to columns better, starting with 2, because there are 6 columns as such guys. You will obviously start with 2 power 5, that is 32, 2 power 4, that is 16, 2 cube beta, that is 8, 2 square, that is 4, 2 power 1, that is 2, and 2 power 0, that is 1. These are the weights guys. You will multiply them by the values and compute decimal equivalents guys. So 32 into 1 plus 16 plus 8, 48, 56. Same scores beta that we had earlier, because those are not changing. 32 and 16 beta 48. Here it will be 8, 4 and 2, 14. Here it will be 4, 2, 1, 7 and 5. Perfect guys, you've got the answers. Ranking is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now guys, there is no further change. No further change required. No further change in rows required. Because the ranking is already in the perfect order guys. What will you interchange beta? There is no further change in rows required as such beta. So this is your answer guys. Now how do I identify the answer guys? I'll just copy the matrix beta again. There is an overlap here. This is the part that I wanted you to understand guys. There is no further change required beta. But of course there is an overlap. And what is that overlap beta? One second guys. Just in case you're not done with this beta, you can pause the screen and copy this part as well. 56, 48, 14, 7 and 5. Just in case you're not done with this beta, you can pause the screen and copy this. So here guys, this is the final answer. There is no further change required because ranking is already in the order. So I'll just repeat steps for you guys. You assign binary weights to columns first, compute decimal equivalent for rows, rank them, interchange rows. Then repeat the process with columns. You will keep repeating this as such guys till you arrive at a phase or till you arrive at a matrix where there is no further interchange in rows or columns required. Nahi chahiye aur. Inka oddu guys, అయిపోయింది అక్కడ వరకే. So there is no further change guys in rows or columns required. That is the point where you will stop guys. That is where you'll have to stop. So this is your final matrix guys. But यहाँ पे छोटा problem है बेटा is that there's an overlap. There is no doubt about it guys that this will form one cell. Yes or no? There is no doubt about it guys that this will that this will form one cell. There's only a small overlap as such guys. There is a small overlap. What is that overlap guys? Part 4, where should I put? Part 4 ka beta, there is an overlap. So should I put part 4 with the second group or should I put part 4 with the first group as such guys? That is machine C का जो overlap आ रहा है here. ठीक है? So there is a small amount of overlap. Guys, please understand better here. If you see this guys, part 4 requires processing on machine F and as well as machine C guys. So if you put machine C as a part of the second group as such guys, if you put machine C as a part of the second group as such better, then there will be some amount of interchange required. Matlab, what are you doing? Are you putting both P4 as well as machine C in the second part? Even if you put P4 in the second group as such guys, there will be some amount of overlap because P4 requires processing on machine F and machine F also as such guys. So there will be some amount of interchange here. There will be some amount of movement of inventory as such guys. I'll just write one working cell for you guys. What if I introduce what if I put like this better? Okay. What if I say your machine cell 1 guys, machine cell, one of the clusters that we're talking about will include machine F, machine D only, and part P1, P2 and P4. Part P1, P2 guys and P4. This is what is required. Okay. And what if I put machine cell 2 beta? I put machine C guys in the second cell, machine E and machine B. I'm putting machine C beta in the second cell. Here guys, what are the parts that I'm putting is P5, P6 and P3. Please do not forget beta, P4 requires processing. P4 requires processing on machine C also. Requires processing on machine C also. You have formed two clusters, you have formed two groups as such guys, but there is a small overlap here. Small overlap as such beta. You have put part 4 guys as a part of machine group 1 guys, but part 4 also requires processing on machine C as such beta. If I put machine C beta as a part of the first group, then there will be part 5, part 6 beta that belong to the second group that requires processing here also. So there will be overlap. So this is the answer that we have written. Here you will write P4 requires processing on machine C also. So there will be some amount of intermovement. How can you tackle this situation? How can you tackle this situation guys? The answer is given in a detailed manner beta. 1 minute guys. The answer is given in a detailed manner guys in our RTP. They basically say, see if you can have two machines. See if you can have two machines as such guys, so that you know you have one of machine. They say beta that what if you have two machine C's as such guys, so that you have one machine C beta in cluster 1 also, one machine C in cluster 2 also. If that is viable, then there will be no intermovement of inventory. Or if I can subcontract this to an outsider, if I can subcontract this to an outsider as such guys, this part, whatever best suits the organization, you'll have to see what a remedy can be done here. If there is no other remedy, you know that there will be some amount of intermovement, let it be guys. Do not forget guys, the manufacturing systems are very complex as such guys, so there might be some overlap, there might be some movement of inventory from one cell to the other cell, unless and until guys we have smaller machines which can be taken part, or which can be formed part of multiple cells. It is not just grouping them guys. Once you group them, it is also important to identify the flow or the order in which the machines will be placed within the group also as such guys. That is also important guys, not just this. So I hope everyone has understood this beta in a detailed manner. I hope there is no problem beta at all. Do refer the entire RTP as such guys. All the very best. If there's anything else, let me know beta. Bye bye guys, all the best again.